AI is accelerating. Attention spans are collapsing. Learning fast is no longer a flex. It is the minimum rent you pay to stay on the career board. Every job post that appears while you sleep is quietly rewritten by software that did not exist last quarter. If your learning speed is still set to semester pace, you are not falling behind, you are becoming professionally invisible. Most people respond to this pressure by consuming more, another playlist, another color-coded notebook, another 30-hour course they will abandon at the 17% mark. It feels productive because the progress bar moves. But consumption without retrieval is just entertainment disguised as education. The forgetting curve is ruthless. Within 30 days, 95% of passively absorbed information evaporates unless it is deliberately revisited. You don't have a retention problem, you have a system problem. The system that actually multiplies learning velocity has two pillars. First, meta-learning, engineering the loop that turns first exposure into durable, transferable ability. Second, skill stacking, layering complementary competencies so that your whole is suddenly worth more than the sum of the AI automated parts. Together, they form a flywheel. Faster learning creates wider stacks, and wider stacks demand faster learning. This is the 10 times engine you can build in one evening and ride for the rest of your working life. Begin by abandoning the curriculum mindset. Decide the exact deliverable you will ship in the next 7 days. A functioning landing page, a data dashboard, a conversational Spanish demo video, anything that proves usefulness outside your head. Write the outcome on a sticky note and place it where your keyboard normally sits. This physical displacement reminds you that tutorials are reference material, not the main plot. Now start the project immediately, even if you have no idea how. The moment you hit the first error, you have located the precise 20% of the domain that blocks 80% of real-world results. That is the only slice you need to study right now. Open a blank document titled Explain to a 12-year-old. Type out what you are trying to do and why it refuses to work. If your explanation stalls, you have found the exact knowledge gap. Fill it with a 5-minute search, then rewrite the paragraph until it flows in one breath. This is the Feynman technique, and it converts the illusion of knowing into measurable mastery in less time than a coffee break. When the paragraph is clear, paste it into an AI chat window and ask for the 3 most likely misconceptions hidden in your wording. The AI becomes your personal examiner, surfacing blind spots you did not know you had. Iterate twice. Total cost, 4 cents. Total time, 6 minutes. Retention gain, triple what rereading would have delivered. Once the micro-lesson clicks, schedule its reappearance. Open any calendar and drop the same explanation in tomorrow morning, then 3 days later, then 1 week out. Each review should be active. Close all notes and rebuild the explanation from scratch. Spaced repetition is not decorative. It is the biological code for long-term storage. Neuroimaging studies show that each properly timed recall doubles synaptic connectivity in the relevant cortical network. Miss the interval and the curve resets to 0. Honor it and the knowledge becomes as automatic as your morning unlock screen pattern. Now convert that fresh node of ability into a stackable layer. List your core skill, writing, coding, design, sales, whatever currently pays your rent. Add 2 adjacent skills that multiply its market impact. Writers who layer basic SEO and data analytics become content strategists, a role advertised at 50% higher median salary on every major board. Coders who add user interview chops and storytelling slide decks turn into product engineers, a title AI still struggles to replicate because it requires cross-discipline translation. The individual pieces do not need virtuoso depth. Competency at the 20% mark is enough to create asymmetric value at their intersection. Stacking works because AI excels at single-track execution but stalls at synthesis. A large language model can generate flawless ad copy in seconds, yet it will not notice that the same tagline alienates the customer segment finance warned about in yesterday's risk report. The human who can speak both data and brand voice becomes the necessary bridge, and bridges are priced by the gap they close, not the bricks they use. Choose secondary skills by scanning job descriptions that mention your primary keyword plus collaboration with. Every repeated neighbor department is a clue. If analytics posts keep naming marketing and product, learn the vocabulary of campaigns and roadmaps until you can translate insights into revenue language without a liaison. Time investment follows the same 80-20 rule. Spend 1 focused hour learning the jargon, 1 hour building a micro example, and 1 hour presenting it to an internal stakeholder or online forum for feedback. 3 hours total, stack initiated. The compounding begins when the next technical problem you solve is documented in the language of the business unit that funds your salary. Suddenly your code commit is not a line item, it's a revenue event. Repeat this 3-sprint cycle twice, and you own a cross-domain reputation that no automation script can duplicate. AI can accelerate even the stacking phase if you treat it as a sparring partner instead of a ghostwriter. Ask for a side-by-side comparison of how a data scientist, a product manager, and a marketer would each frame the metric you just optimized. Read the responses aloud and notice which phrasing tightens your stomach. Those are the edges where true fluency lives. Memorize 1 sentence from each column. They become your multilingual passport in the next meeting. The entire exercise adds 8 minutes to your day and prevents the months of siloed trial and error that traditionally separate departments. Keep a living stack inventory, a table with 3 columns: skill, current comfort level, last applied date. Anything not touched in 30 days drops 1 level, anything taught, shipped, or cited moves up. When 2 skills reach can demonstrate status, add a third that intersects both. The table enforces ruthless pragmatism and prevents the hobby creep that turns potential into Netflix for newsletters. Share the anonymized sheet with a peer and schedule a 5-minute monthly swap to explain 1 new cell. Social accountability triples follow-through rates and controlled trials on adult self-education. Integration is the final multiplier. After each micro-project, spend 90 seconds writing a single-sentence principle that captured what mattered. String those sentences into a running document titled Rules That Paid Me. Over a year, they become a private playbook no external course can sell you because every rule passed the filter of your own payroll. When the next technological shockwave arrives, and it will, open the playbook first. Either the existing rules absorb the disruption or they spotlight the exact new node you need to add, cutting reconnaissance time to near zero. The flywheel is now complete. Project-first learning exposes profitable gaps, spaced repetition locks them in, skill stacking converts them into unique market value, and integration stores the distilled code for instant redeploy. Each rotation increases your learning bandwidth, so the 10th cycle happens at a speed the first could not touch. Colleagues will ask what shortcut you discovered. Tell them the truth, the shortcut was refusing to take shortcuts. Your next move is not to watch another explanation. It is to open a blank file, name the deliverable you will ship in 7 days, and write the first ugly line of code, prose, or analysis before this video ends. If hesitation appears, remember that professional obsolescence is not a future event. It is the present tense of stagnation. The 10 times engine is already built, you only have to turn the key.